Let's look at this. Africa Bambata loses child sexual abuse civil case on default judgment. That basically means that he didn't show up, so he defaulted on it. Judge grants John Doe's accuser motion, saying a pioneering hip-hop artist never showed up in court. He never showed up. Why didn't you show up? The facial accuser, right? A John Doe who accused pioneering hip-hop artist Africa Bambata of child molestation and sex trafficking has won a civil case in New York State Supreme Court. Court records revealed by Rolling Stone revealed that the plaintiff motion for a default judgment was granted without opposition by Judge Alexander M. Tisch because Bambata, who has faced numerous accusations of molesting boys, never showed up to court. The suit was filed in 2021 and alleged that from 1991, when the plaintiff was merely 12 years old, to 1995, the plaintiff was repeatedly sexually abused and sex trafficked at the hands of the defendant. Bambata has never responded to the suit's accusation. Bambata's manager did not immediately reply to a request for comment, and Rolling Stone was unable to immediately reach an attorney for the DJ producer. In 2016, amid the first public accusation that he molested boys in the Bronx, he told Rolling Stone that I, Africa Bambata, look at this. This is a PR statement. And it's trash anyway. I, Africa Bambata, want to take this opportunity at the advice of my legal counsel to personally deny any and all allegations of any type of sexual molestation of anyone. These allegations are baseless and are a cowardly attempt to tarnish my reputation and legacy in hip-hop at this time. What? What? I, Africa Bambata, want to take this opportunity at the advice of my legal... Your legal advice got to tell you, yo, go make a statement. They accuse me of that. I'm all over the internet, especially being the godfather of hip-hop. Yo, I ain't do that. Yo, I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with that. That wasn't me. They lying on me. One thing I can say about Jay-Z, as soon as Buzz B came at Jay-Z, Jay-Z came right back and said, hey, yo, I ain't do that. Jay-Z was on it right away. That's one thing I can't say about Hov. He was on it. Let's continue. That year, 3 Bronx men accused Bambata of molestation, including... Hold on. We gonna go down this rabbit hole. Come on, man. Close this out, man. What's going on? All right, including Hassan Campbell and Ron Savage. The latter man recently... Oh, God, they want me to sign up for this shit. The latter man recently recanted his claims that Bambata molested him while he was a 15-year-old crate boy on record carrying assistant to the Universal Zulu Nation, the group of that Bambata co-founded. Last August, Savage told All Hip Hop, Bambata is not a pedophile, and in my eyes, he was doing something that was consensual with someone that he thought was of age. What? What? He said, this is what Ron Savage said. By the way, I know Ron Savage. Ron Savage is from my projects, Castle Hill Projects, right? I never spoke out about this, which I should have been. Ron Savage is a liar. He's a capper. Yo, bro, come on, bro. You know I know you, bro. Tell the truth. Anyway, he said that Bambata is not a pedophile in my eyes. He was doing something that was consensual with someone that he thought was of age. So, the fact that he thought that you was of age when he was doing something with you, that means he's not a pedophile? That Ron Savage. More important than the victims. The brand is more important than children. And all you Negroes out there act like y'all do stuff for kids. Y'all all act like that. This shit is crazy. Everything is for the kids. Until it comes to Bambata and the brand. Long-time New York DJ Funk Master Flex record Savage's recanting during a controversy July 2024 radio show in which Bambata played a DJ set. It seems that there was a discrepancy that has been cleared up with Africa Bambata and the young man B Stinger, which is Ron Savage. B Stinger is now saying that Africa Bambata is not a pedophile. Journalist and activist Layla Wills, co-founder of the advocacy group Hip Hop Stands With Survivors, filed an FCC complaint over Flex's comment, telling Rolling Stone that the station was reckless with allowing this man in there as a guest when he has an open case of the most horrific nature. She added that even though Savage recanted, there are 12 other men.
All right, now, pull that finger out.
I'm definitely reading this.
Pull the finger out.
Yeah. So, y'all know Kid Cudi testified in court yesterday during the Diddy trial. And here's just a quick recap. Went down on the stand. So, a little bit of backstory. Kid Cudi was dating Cassie in December 2011, and he claimed that he didn't even know that they was still involved when he was dating her. But then one day he got a phone call from Cassie like, yo, he found out about us. He said, what? Who was he? So he turned out to be Diddy. So, I know, right? The diddler. So then apparently all hell broke loose, right? Diddy alleged that Kid Cudi, he got Kid Cudi's address from Cassie. What? And ABC News broke it down. But before we get to the breakdown and everything, keep in mind, Kid Cudi's name is Scott Mescudi. That's what y'all gonna hear in this report.
Kid Cudi had dated Cassie Ventura, and she testified that it made Sean Combs jealous and angry.
Mescudi testifying about an alleged break-in at his house in 2011, which he says was Combs showing up when he wasn't home. Mescudi testifying that he had a tense phone call with Combs, where Combs insinuates he was at Mescudi's home. I said, expletive, you in my house? And he was like, what's up? I was like, expletive, are you in my house? And he said, I just want to talk to you. I was like, I'm on my way over right now. He was like, I'm here. When he arrived...
He said Christmas presents he had bought for members of his family were unwrapped, torn open, and his dog was locked in the bathroom. What?
Yeah. The interesting thing is they saying, Diddy broke into the house, but it was no signs of forced entry. So it's like, you just be having your door open or whatever. I don't know, but it was no signs of...
Going into somebody's house and unwrapping Christmas presents, locking their dog in the bathroom is a different level of diabolical.
Yes, it is. He like a big-ass kid. Like, I got to rewrap all this. He didn't take anything.
He's like, this is trash. Trash-ass presents. I didn't want all of this.
Nah, he had Chanel. He said it was Chanel bags when I watched this today.
Yeah, Diddy don't want nothing to think about that. Diddy like, these trash-ass presents. I've been had all of this.
But you know what? Cudi said he was really mad because he said Diddy did something to his dog. He said, what did Diddy do to the dog?
He just locked him in the bathroom.
Or just locked him in. That was it.
Yeah. They also covered
Diddy ain't that nasty now. Hey, I know where you was going, but goddamn. If they would have said that, he would have said
a different
that.
crime.
My God. Oh, they done threw him under the jail. What? Listen, they done threw Diddy under the jail if they find out Diddy was out here diddling dogs. I'm telling you right now. Forget all the women. I promise you, white America ain't gonna let you diddle no dogs.
Dog diddle is crazy.
Now, what's the talk about diddling dogs? Go ahead.
So they also covered the alleged car explosion. ABC News recapped that too.
Mescudi describing an alleged 2012 incident where his Porsche 911 convertible had been set on fire. It looks like the top of my Porsche was cut open, and that's where they inserted the Molotov cocktail, Mescudi testified. Arson is part of the racketeering conspiracy count Combs faces. Cassie Ventura previously testified that Combs threatened to have Kid Cudi's car blown up.
Kid Cudi's car fire has been talked about for years, but it's significant now because federal prosecutors are trying to convince the jury that Sean Combs used arson as part of a criminal enterprise. That's one of the predicate acts of the racketeering conspiracy charge. Combs denies it.
Now, how did they know that it was Diddy? Was a Molotov cocktail in a Ciroc bottle?
Funny. They didn't get there. But look, I just want to say, not that I'm justifying, that it's not a car explosion, but when you hear a car explosion, you think the car blew up, what Angela Bassett did on the way to exhale. Nah, but a Molotov cocktail is not really it's not like a bomb, like a bomb. Like the top.
I don't even know if you can call that arson.
Well, if the fire gets to certain parts of the car, it would have exploded, but you can see that they put it out before.
Yeah, the car did not explode though.
It's still arson though.
But it's the intent.
Definitely still, yeah, the intent. But you know, the rumors that we've been hearing over the years, I'm like, all right, yo, he really blew up this guy's car. I'm thinking about the whole.
I'm thinking way next hell too. I'm with you.
Yeah, the whole time. All right, so then, and I just do want to clarify. I said that Diddy said that he got the address from Cassie. No, Kid Cudi testified and said that Cassie gave Diddy his address. All right, cool. So after that happened, right? They met up to have a man-to-man conversation at Soho, and this was the conversation.
Shortly after that alleged incident, Mescudi says he and Combs met at the Soho House in Los Angeles.
He said he remembered walking into a room with all sorts of glass windows and Sean Combs staring out the window, his hands behind his back, looking like what Kid Cudi called a Marvel supervillain. But he said Combs' demeanor was very calm.
Mescudi said he told Combs that Cassie told him she and Combs were broken up. When the meeting ended, he says, we stood up, shook hands, and as I was shaking his hand, I said, what are we going to do about my car? He looked right back at me, very cold stare, and said, I don't know what you're talking about.
And remember, Cassie Ventura had sent her mom an email just before Christmas in 2011 saying that Combs had threatened to harm both her and Scott Mescudi.
Well, I tell you what, man, I can't believe that y'all are calling Kid Cudi a snitch. Like, Kid Cudi is not a street dude. He's a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. I've seen him in a wedding dress before. He wears mascara.
Yeah,
man on the moon will absolutely turn the man on the stand, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. The funniest thing about it is, I don't know if you see the part where he was like, when I heard that, I said, Diddy, let's meet up and fight. And then he said he thought about it and was like, nah, I don't want to fight. I'm calling 911. And then he called 911 and said, somebody just blew up my car. Yeah, you're right. He's a civilian.
Yeah, so then after all that, Kid Cudi claims that he realized that he got played by the both of them. Now, Lauren was in court yesterday, and she said Kid Cudi had a calm demeanor the whole entire time. And then yesterday after court, Kid Cudi shared a post about the whole experience of him testifying.
I just want to say, man, I've been seeing all the love and support, and I just want to say thank you so much, man. People have been hitting me up the past week, just checking in, and even today, and it really means a lot to me, man. You guys are the best. I love y'all. This is a stressful situation. I'm glad it's behind me. Yeah, I love y'all, man.
The only thing Kid Cudi did wrong was not tell when it first happened.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that he didn't tell when it first happened.
But he did. He did call the police. Remember, he did call the police. He just doesn't know. They still don't know if it was Diddy, but he called the police as soon as it happened.
Oh,
yeah, he can't prove the Molotov cocktail up in there. So
you know what else I was thinking? Okay.
What's up? No, I'm just saying, Meek Mill again. Breakfast Club then got to this man. We are always up here doing something.
Don't say we.
Yo, well, you was off yesterday, so me, Charlamagne, and Lauren.
He didn't say Charlamagne.
You know me.
Man, look, play this audio, man. This is us. This is why we mad.
Nobody was talking about Meek in this situation. Did anybody talk about Meek in court?
No,
Nobody talking about you, Meek. Why?
To Meek's defense, in the beginning, when them lawsuits dropped and they was mentioning the rapper and all that, people was like, Meek.
That feel like a year ago. Yeah. That feel like years ago. Nobody cares. Nobody thinking about you, Meek.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished.
He was like, and we did not dress alike, yo. We wasn't twinning. I got my outfit first.
You know what it is when you are at home on your phone and your timeline is constantly filled with pictures of you and Diddy dressed alike and people saying things about you and Diddy. You think the whole world is talking about it. That's your small bubble, Meek. That sounds like I'm giving sound advice.
It was, but he didn't like that, right? Because he commented to us, y'all mad because I speak up for myself. Y'all forgetting y'all two women are new reporters. I've been saving communities and helping.
What is the answer to the emergency?
Hello? How you doing? I'll get
Do you need the police?
Yes, please. I'm leaving my house right now at 2:15 a.m. There's a white car with police lights that just try to stop me with their guns out. It's a police car, but they're not police. Like,
Okay. So they pulled them out on you, or did they just have?
Yeah, I got a video on my phone because I was like, why am I getting stopped leaving my gate? I haven't even left the gated community.
Okay, you want to make a report with them, correct?
I'm trying to have them make an arrest. Like, these people are outside of getting done.
Okay, I understand that. Do you know how many people were in the vehicle?
2. I said 2. Like, you need to pay attention. 2.
All right, so you're at the front gate. What kind of vehicle are you in?
I'm in a white Durango. Yo, you said there's no police, right? Like, there's not one police car in there?
I don't see a deputy in there. Do you know these people's names at all? Have you ever seen them before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Do you know what kind of vehicle it was?
Yeah, I just got a white Cherokee, a white Jeep Cherokee.
Did you get a tag number on it or no?
Nah. They literally stopped. They had their lights on and pulled me over in the middle of like me leaving my house. You know what I mean? It looks like they trying to. I don't know what they trying to do. I don't know.
When you left, did you see them drive off at all or no?
I got it on video. No, they haven't came out the community.
No. When you drove off after they did that to you, you didn't see them move at all, correct?
No. So I police. Like, on the video, you hear him say, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. And I'm just like, I just drove off because I'm like, you ain't no police. I couldn't see. All right, so look, they got their whole car equipped with, like, police lights. So, you know, when you pull somebody over, they flash with that big light. So I'm recording them. I got the video, but you can't see because the light is too strong.
Okay. All right, so we're not sure about drugs, alcohol, mental health conditions, or whether or not they're going to be aggressive with the deputies when they get there, correct?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Okay.
Daniel Hernandez, also known as Tekashi 6IX9INE, found himself in what may have been an attempted kidnapping or robbery. In March 2025, while on his way home to his gated community, he noticed a vehicle trailing him for several miles. Just before reaching the entrance to his neighborhood, he saw flashing lights, guns drawn, and individuals wearing bulletproof vests attempting to force him out of his car. Instead of stopping, he drove off and immediately called the police.
This is my King Tower. Defend it. That's an arena tower. And this is the Nerd Blue team. You can tell because they're wearing blue. And they're nerds!
To break down about what was happening today. We're talking about Kid Cudi's testimony, week 2 in general. But right now I want to bring on Elizabeth Milner, our longtime reporter, who is inside that courtroom for Kid Cudi's testimony. Now, one of the things I want to ask you about, Elizabeth, is we're reading the transcript, right? We're reading what he said on the stand. What was his tone like? Because I got to tell you, he was hitting one-liner after one-liner after one-liner. By the way, shows up in court, leather jacket, smoking a cigarette. I mean, this is Kid Cudi, major celebrity comes in. What was the substance of what he was saying? And I got to ask you the tone in which he was saying it.
Well, obviously, I didn't see the cigarette smoking part. I was inside the courtroom when this was going on, but it was a packed courtroom today, Jesse, despite it being very cold outside today, despite it even pouring down raining this morning when I came to court today. A lot of people were inside that courtroom because a lot of people wanted to know what did Scott Mescudi, aka Kid Cudi, really have to say. So when he walks inside the courtroom, to your point, Jesse, he was very, very casual. He had on a leather jacket. It was a little bedazzled. He had on a white t-shirt. He had on jeans, something that you kind of really don't see necessarily, especially in federal court. I mean, all the other witnesses have been in suits. suits, even some of the escort witnesses. But for Kid Cudi, he just came in very casual. He just walked right to the witness stand, didn't pay Diddy any type of attention from what I could see of him, but he got onto the witness stand and swore that oath like he normally, like all the other witnesses do. And then that's when we got into the testimony. And let me just say, Jesse, there was so much testimony. I was just writing things down and down and down again because there was really so much. And we knew about kind of the Molotov cocktail incident, especially because it was laid out in Cassie's federal lawsuit, right? But just hearing Kid Cudi explain it from his own words were just a whole nother level, I could say.
People were laughing, right? People were laughing when he was testifying because he made that one comment that he sees Sean Combs. He had a meeting with him and said he looked like a Marvel supervillain. Were people laughing?
Yes, people were laughing, but if you're going to ask if Diddy was laughing, it didn't seem like he found that joke necessarily funny, but there was definitely some courtroom laughter. Even from some of the jurors who were in the box, they were laughing as well, too. But from what I could see of Diddy, it didn't seem like he had much laughter going on in that specific moment, which was a complete 180 from...
Party people, can you get both?
Okay. I try to keep my questions a little pretty broad so you can pick. Like the first one would be the birth of the Zulu nation. Like what need and what vision created the birth of the Zulu nation?
Well, the birth of the Universal Zulu Nation was started in the year 1973. Came from the experience of what was going on before that time period, from the 60s, when you had the civil rights, human rights movement that was happening with black people, or so-called black people who are really Moors, who was fighting for their liberation and freedom in the 60s for what was going on in the United States as well as the rest of the world, especially, dealing with apartheid in South Africa and then some. So when everything happened from the Malcolm X, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale, and
Al-Sayyid Isa Hakti Al-Mati, better known as Dr. Malachi Z. York, and the Ansaru Allah community, all these different movements that was happening at that time, thus came the birth of this next movement with the birth of hip-hop with the Universal Zulu Nation. And I got to organize and to bring this birth about from seeing a movie back in the 60s featuring Michael Caine called Zulu, to see the Africans fighting for what was theirs in their land against the poll tax from the imperialism of the British Army that came to take control of what wasn't there. So thus came the birth of our Universal Zulu Nation, which stands for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality, peace, unity, love, and having fun, overcoming the negative to the positive, science, mathematics, facts, and the oneness of the Supreme Force, whether we call him or her Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Elohim, Jah, or many other names, or the ancients of the ancients' names, or Tum, Amun, Ra.
And had you the idea that all the other political forces, as you named, like the Nation of Islam or the 60s movement, Black Panther movement, that it needed like something new on top of it, or a new creation combined with hip-hop? Was that the basic idea, maybe?
Well, it's basically we was taking from all the ideologies that we heard before us, and then also influence of the music that was strong for us, like the great God of Soul, James Brown, the King of Soul, and the gods of Black Rock, Sly and the Family Stone, and then Parliament, Funkadelic with George Clinton, and as well as John Lennon and all the people who was fighting for civil and human rights at the time. So we just put all these ideologies together, and thus came the birth of the Universal Zulu Nation. And we say universal, meaning that we talking about our universe, not just of Mother Earth, but of all the different planets and all the different stars and solar system in our universe and beyond.
The fact that you were suspected by intelligence services or something like that?
Well, you have that all the time. Anybody that takes a stand to organize or unite people, there's always something or some secret society or organization that might want to watch what's going on with this new group on the scene. And, you know, you had that same period when we had all the street gangs and the street organization that was running all over the place at the time. So when you try to unite many of these groups to stop the violence and killing in their neighborhoods, to become warriors for causes, you know, then that starts to always ring somebody's ears somewhere.
Like the unification or the unity of the five elements of hip hop, was it like an idea to read together all elements, cultural elements together, or is there like a natural bond that connects graffiti, MCing, DJing that you just grabbed and named it?
Yeah, well, I was seeing all this that was happening before what we call hip hop, and decided to make this as a cultural movement. So I decided to take all the different elements, as we called it in Universal Zulu Nation, and put them together. So we brought the B-boys and the B-girls together. We brought the graffiti or aerosol writers together. We brought the MCs, or what you call rappers, together. We brought all the DJs together. Then we had that fifth element that holds it all together, which is the knowledge. As we say in Universal Zulu Nation, knowledge, culture, overstanding.
And maybe like to the year 1980, that's what we really mostly try to dwell on. Like when suddenly like the downtown world and the white world discovered hip hop, discovered the culture that was going on in the Bronx and in Harlem. How did you witness that time? Like maybe when we the Sugar Hill, when they had their first commercial breakthrough. How did you witness that? How did you see that?
Well, Sugar Hill was like a good 9 to 10 years after what we was doing already in the Bronx. So we was bringing many other communities together, which I was playing a lot in the punk rock new wave scene downtown. You know, I was asked to play in the Grills and the Jeffersons, and then Danceteria, and then end up at the most famous club of all of them, the Roxy's. And so I was bringing together the punk rockers, who was the first of the so-called white people to come together and party with the so-called black people. So we got together. It was the music that brought everybody together under that universal language. Something what the great Sly and the Family Stone did with their music by bringing both cultures together.
Like a guy also like very important to the punk movement, Malcolm McLaren, also a guy that you encountered. Can you describe or tell us like how you met him?
Well, Malcolm McLaren came to see us over at the Browns River Neighborhood Center, the Housing Development Project. They helped us play, and he came to witness myself and many of my other DJs, DJ Jazzy J, Red Alert, and a couple other groups that we had out there. And when he seen us, he got magnificent. So he got crazy, and he said, I want you to come down and play with my group, Bow Wow Wow. And he asked me, did I know about them? He also knew about the Sex Pistols with John Lydon and Sid Vicious and all them. So he asked me to come and play at the great Ritz. So I came down and we performed, and that's when the Rocksteady Crew B-Boys, they became part of the Universal Zoo Nation, and we just put on a whole B-Boy, B-Girl hip-hop show. And from then on, it just started spreading from place to place as we started taking it over to Europe. It was Europe One Radio that sponsored us to take the trip over and present it to France and England, and then the rest of the world.
Maybe I want to come back to that later. Africa Islam, we met him in Hamburg. He's like a regular DJ, and I think in Moon Tour, Charlie Funk. And you've been there also, like I think recently. Can you describe or explain us like how Charlie Funk or Africa Islam, how?
Even orthopedic doctors are using it. Orthopedic expert recommendation. Cervical traction pillow. Developed by more than 30 engineers. Each area has been professional to provide comfort for all sleeping positions. Support the neck and shoulder. Relieve neck.
How you feel about Cassie testifying that Diddy will make male escorts urinate in her mouth?
I don't think Diddy made male escorts urinate in her mouth, because 99% of the time, a woman isn't going to let you, no matter who you are, urinate in her mouth. Period. I think Cassie wanted the dudes to urinate in her mouth. I think Cassie was as freaky as Diddy was. It just sounds good for the prosecutors to put it out there. It's because at this moment Diddy can't. And you can see now from the court documents that she also said that she was telling these male escorts to urinate in her mouth. It's two sides to a story, bro. And I'm not taking no Diddy side because I'm not biased. But at the end of the day, she was asking the male escorts to urinate in her mouth. Look it up. It's facts. Am I lying?
Yeah, escort testified that it was true.
Come on now. Chop ain't gonna lie. Chop gonna fly to you, but he ain't gonna lie to you. You hear me? Yeah, so at the end of the day, I just don't look at it like a victimizing situation. I look at it like, this is how I see it, Art. I see it like this here. I think Diddy did her dirty, just like Diddy did the Choppers and the Black Robs and the Shines and the G-Daps and the Biggest, rest in peace. I got something to say about that too. I think he did all his artists dirty, and I felt like, courtesy of Cassie dealing with her trainer, who's her husband now, who I have to respect, you dig? I believe that blue-eyed devil told that lady, we need to get compensated for what he put you through. Once he heard that freaky shit that man done to his wife, AKA done with his wife, he felt like we should get compensated for it. Period. Because that's how the blue-eyed people see it. Oh, he done this to my wife. Don't really know the real truth. Say, bro, he know the truth now from what she's testifying against right now. You did, but she ain't tell him all this here. You heard me when she was with this man. I put that on my life here. She ain't tell that man this here until she got on that stand and had to let it go. When she was talking about, the man was ejaculating in her mouth and she catching, what's she call it, BV souls and all this here. Yeah, she ain't tell her husband that. She had to keep it real on a stand. You understand? So I believe that blue-eyed man told that lady, You need to get compensated for what he done you. Because women have a way of telling the next new man victimizing stories to make a man feel like, oh yeah, I should do something to him. And that's a blue-eyed man way of getting back at a man. Especially a black man. No offense, Blake, I love you. But especially a black man. You understand? And that's what I feel like happened. Facts. And that is fire. Because that's facts.
And how you feel about Cassie also testifying that Diddy would rub male escorts and DNA on his nipples?
I feel like that shit is diabolical, and I feel like it's nasty work. But see, bro, I can't unsee it. You heard me? Courtesy of how Diddy get down, we know he's a freaky man. He's a freakazoid. I can't unsee that. I think it's disgusting. I don't think no sane man would do no shit like that, no. But at the end of the day, once you surpass a level of rich for a certain amount of time, you surpass a certain level of wealth for a certain amount of time. You go past the bad black women, then you start having sex with the white women, then the ones you really can't get, the Asian women. You understand? And then you get weird and start dealing with men. Because that's what happens. The higher you go, the more wicked again. You start dealing with men. You understand? And then you still don't consider yourself gay. You understand? So you including a woman with a man, it makes you feel less gay. So it's not far-fetched, but to me it sounds true. I believe it. I don't think Cassie would lie about that. So I believe on that one. Believe that. How you feel about that?
I don't know how to feel about that, man. But you knowing Diddy personally, do you think he's that nasty to that extent?
I only had a situation one time, and that was in New York when I was on the road, and I remember telling this story. Yeah, I told this story. We was in like Soho or something, and we went to like this little party, this like white little party, you heard me? And we went like down some stairs in New York. You go like down some stairs. It's a whole Blade vampire party type, you heard me? But we went down there and we took some white girls and we knocked them down, and I didn't see all that. And that's what I'm gonna say about it. I didn't see Diddy. I guess Diddy got his picks and chooses of how he get down. Around dudes that's from the streets, I don't think, just my opinion, Diddy was gonna go on that type of level. Unless he felt like he was on that type of level, you heard me? Because I would have killed Diddy. And that's just facts. I would have been in New York right now, Rikers Island. Murder. Triple murder. I would have killed that nigga 3 times. So I feel like Diddy has his picks and chooses of how freaky he go. But I can't unsee that. I can't say Cass.
My God, Gene Deal, happy to have you back, my man. Week 2, Diddy trial. I heard you was up there, yo.
Yeah, I went to the court. You know, I had to see for myself, brother. You know, it's an old cliche, a quote that used to say, you know, you always got to treat people good. Because the same people you see going up the ladder will be the same people you'll see when you're coming down the ladder. And for me, being as petty I could be sometimes, I wanted to just see his face. I wanted to see him in that circumstance, in that situation. I seen it before with the Sean and the Wolf trial with them when Sean got locked up. But I knew he wasn't going to jail then because they had set it up, you know, for Sean to take the fall. You know what I mean? So, but this particular thing, it's all him. Everything that he always done to people, got away with it. It just came back and it's hitting them in a crazy way to see him right there. The government is about to take everything. People don't understand the RICO, and they don't understand the racketeering and the criminal enterprise, all that's set up to take everything that he's that he's gained, everything that he owns. So what they're doing is now they're putting it together, the racketeering part of it, because now they're using Comb Global and Bad Boy Entertainment. They saying that's one and the same. You know what I'm saying? And when they do that, bruh, and they find that that's racketeering, that he used people in his company, you know, to do all these sexual acts, deeds and stuff like that, paying the prostitutes and everything like that. And they prove that, which they doing a hell of a job, a great job in proving that. I had to see, bro. I didn't want nobody to tell me. I didn't want to get it from no YouTuber. I didn't want to get it from no news. I wanted to be right there to hear the testimony of some of those people that was there.
So how was it? Take me through it.
Well, the prosecution did a great job. There was certain people like, you see, I think her name Dawn, you know what I'm saying? She was in Danity Kane. She didn't do so well, but she didn't do bad, because what happened is there's this, and this is what people don't understand. She set an atmosphere of fear. And then people were saying this, bro. Oh, she went back once. She went back twice. She went back 8 times. She went back 20-some times to him. How could she be scared of him? No disrespect to Dawn for making this analogy. You got people that kick their dogs. You got people that beat their dogs. What do their dog do the next day? Come back and lick their hand. Because that person feeds them. That person is what gives them a house over their head, a roof over their head. That person's the one who put water in their bowl, food in their bowl. See, what people don't understand about Puff is this, is that he held the entertainment grip, especially for the people who was his former artists, in a chokehold. If you didn't do what he say do, if he didn't like you, you would never ever work for Bad Boy or anybody in the entertainment business again. He did it to Kirk Burroughs. You understand? He did it to Wendy Williams. He did it to a lot of people, bruh. So now her going back is just wanting to get food on her table, keep a roof over her head. Because nobody was probably telling her, yo, I can't work with you. I can't deal with you unless Puff say so. I'm not going to work with you. I'm not going to do anything, because they didn't want to make him mad, because he had enough power in the business to stop her. So then she was saying something about, well, she seen this dude One Stop selling drugs. You know, oh, did you see him get cash? Who gave him the cash and stuff like that? The good thing that she said it, and then they said, oh, well, you really didn't see him and stuff like that, but she knew of it. They had people come back and say this guy One Stop name, you know what I'm saying, in their testimony. And they did a great job in their testimony. Like one of his PA's, personal assistants, did a great job in his testimony, and he said, yeah, I used to pay One Stop for the drugs. You know, then we used to get the drugs to D-Rock. He used to have a case with all the drugs in it and stuff like that, hold a bag with all the drugs and everything and the money in and stuff like that. So now she mentioned that. So now the jury knows she's telling the truth about One Stop giving people drugs. See, when people look at it, oh, her testimony was terrible. Her testimony, she didn't remember this, she didn't remember that. You ain't got to remember everything. But some of us have a great memory, and we do. And I applaud her for even trying. You know what I'm saying? When in fact, you know what I'm saying, she's a person that is a victim. She's a victim, bruh. You know, these people who was around him and had to work with him came out, and that's what you find in the trial, that they were being victimized. And people around them that was there saw it, didn't say nothing, and didn't do nothing.
If I'm not mistaken, Dunn, she testified that Diddy, he threw a skillet of eggs at Cassie, right?
Well, I don't know if that was Dawn. What happened was one of the PAs, you know, his personal assistants, I think that was George something. I don't know his last name, but I think that was George. He said he came in and he had a bowl of apples, and it was Gina. That this nigga was throwing a bowl, not to laugh, man, that he was just throwing them apples as hard as he can, hitting Gina with some apples, dog. That's like throwing a brick at somebody almost. And he, you know, he was doing crazy shit like that, man. He threw, on the plane, what you was trying to say, he threw one of those hard, like, it could have been a bourbon glass. You know those hard glasses that you have that you pour alcohol in? And speaking of alcohol, and we said bourbon, that's my alcohol right there. Want it. Get it in the stove.
God created you for more, and your time is now.
Prior to today, I did not understand what Life Search was, but after being here, I realized that.
So, you heard the audio of WAC 100 speaking about...
Yeah, wait. Before we start anything, you know, I want to give you a salute, right? For really stepping into my story and, putting the right, light on it, asking the right questions. Doing this for the culture, doing it, for my personal, for Christopher Rio's family also. And I seen you working hard, man, trying to put things in perspective and put it back where I said I wanted it to be put, Put the truth out there. So thank you for doing that, Salute. If I didn't get to say it to you, I want to say it live to you. All right?
It was beautiful.
That's good. And wait before I have to get back to business.
So you heard the audio of WAC 100 speaking about the Fat Joe and Liza situation.
Yes.
And how she won the lawsuit. And what was your immediate reaction when you heard that?
Oh man, he caught me by surprise. Yeah, I was chilling in the crib, Dolo, and I get a text from from WAC. I always had his number. He hit me up with the number Clubhouse and all that. Even though we was arguing, I used to hit him up, Merry Christmas, and never just gave me back. So that's why I got mad the last time I was up there. I was like, I've been hitting you up with some regular, cool shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this, 24/7, this, Clubhouse thing. You know what I'm saying? And plus he was telling me, that, it's just entertainment. Don't take it, like that. So I was like, yeah. It's all love, man, you know what I'm saying? But, you can't be trusted. Especially wacky everywhere. But so it was very, very left fieldish. He hit me up and
Wait, so he texted you?
Yeah, he texted me first.
He texted you the audio?
No, man. He texted me, he told me you're Cuban. Yeah, let me see if I got it. You want me to do it?
No.
I'll give it. I definitely got it. I know I got it saved. So I don't got the call saved, but I got the text messages when he first hit me, and he was like, "Hey, yo, you ready?" He told me, "You ready?" I was like, "Ready for what?" I was texting. He said, "Ready? We about to make this big film, man. You gonna be the man." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, man. I'm over here with Liza and the kid. Liza, you know what I'm saying, his wife, and I just got out the deal." I said, "Nigga, you lying, man. FaceTime. I'm gonna FaceTime you right now. Let me see her." You know what I'm saying? Out the door, right there on the spot. He said, "All right, go ahead." So I FaceTimed him, and sure enough, you know what I'm saying, she was there behind me. And she was talking to the guy, the executive dude, you know what I'm saying, while he was there chilling. And it was like this. "I told you," and she put up like this, to Liza. She was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" Made me a believer. For real. So I was, I don't know. He confused me with the shit. So I'm like, Liza know this nigga Wack, because Wack is whacked out. You know what I'm saying? Wack is whacked out. I don't know what the hell he doing, but that was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess he got on the, and then I hear him now. And he's definitely, like he's seen the paperwork. I'm sure he's seen the court documents of the case between Liza and him. So he read it all, you know what I'm saying? He's business savvy, so he knows how to break it down. And you heard him. It stole like $4 million.
Did you get to talk to Liza in that call? Or
I didn't. That's why I was like, I didn't. That's happened like 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
I've been knew about this. It's just I didn't say nothing because I don't want to blow the spot. You know what I'm saying? I was waiting for like, you know what I'm saying? Like Wack to say something, and you know what I'm saying? Or Liza to say something.
Right.
And then I would, you know, say how definitely, you know, Wack could call me up on the spot. You know, right there while he was signing. Well, they was handling business. I don't know if she was signing, but it was handling business. You know, he put me live, FaceTime.
So you weren't as surprised when you heard the audio of him because you kind of knew some information already?
Nah, I already know that he went to the Cuban door. When you go through the Cuban door, ain't no more Matrix. You know, real world, boy. You're going to see it for real. Like, you have to see it. But you have to see it because now he's getting baggage. He's getting you know, he's getting into it. And it's like once you go in, like I said, the red pill, you can't get out. You know what I'm saying? So
when he said you about to be the man, is he saying that he wants your involvement in the film or whatever it is?
Right, yeah. He says your turn, man. You know what I'm saying? You better than crack. He said just like that.
He didn't. He said that?
Yes, he did. That's my word.
He said that.
He was like, this is your turn, baby. I told you. He's like, I told you. And I was like, get out of here in my head. But I was like, nah, no doubt. I was just happy because I knew, like, I felt like he was taking Liza to the right path and he was making a difference, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that.
Listing your vacation rentals on Booking.com opens the door to more guests, which could lead to a 10, which could lead to, more guests.
Okay, so I want to talk about the infamous night in Connecticut where it was said that you knocked the man out in front of his girl, and Fat Joe actually said on the Instagram Live that you were the reason that everybody got hurt.
Yeah, I know. But this is the tough guy. This is the tough guy. This is Joe, the 300 brolic, his terror squad, and he fought against 20,000 people against him, and he still fights. This is him. The minute, you know, one gun was shown to him, it was already in New York. And he left. I started it. I said this on on YouTube because I had to say it and I didn't say that story first. Let's get it right. He said that story first, and that was on Pun's birthday. Once again, I told you about Pun coming alive and doing all his hippie-jibby shit to him. I think that was definitely hippie. He's not supposed to tell that story.
Yeah, he told it on live, on Instagram Live with Tony Sunshine.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was laughing at myself like, how he got the nerve to tell this story right here. This is the story where he ran from his crew and left us for dead. But then I said, let me give it a chance and let me listen to the story. Because I got to listen to the story the way he tells it, right? So I'm like this, okay. So you see already baloney pony Tony, right? He's over there like this. Yes. And one more message. Just agreeing with everything, like the little Spike and the dog, right? The little Chihuahua and Pitbull, right? Shout out, that's Tony, right? Yeah, so Cuban, yeah, Cuban. You know, him with the Hennessy, you're sucking balls, right? So now I see Joe stuttering, eye twitching, because that's what happens. I know that's Pun behind him going, you f***ed up now. So he's now talking the story. He takes me through the whole thing. No, the problem with that is that, Cuban punched him in the face. And, yeah. And then, you know, it was crazy because he's trying, I see the way his world is. The wheels are turning in his head like whatever little hamster is in there. He's going overtime now because he's trying to invent things. So I see him talking about, so they pulled one gun out and I couldn't do nothing. So I just stood there and he was going to shoot me. And then everybody that was with me was behind me. So he was the leader still in this. So he had everybody back and told the dude, don't shoot, come on. This is not where it goes. The lady said he stopped him. And that Raul, guy that was down.
Who that?
He's the guy that was with the terror squad. He's the guy I came with. I came in the NSX, came with Raul, and I had the thing, had the glizzy, right? I brought the thing in there for protection, protecting my crew, whatever. Let Raul hold it, because, you know, I'm going to be on stage performing. You hold it, you down with us, you know, chilling with us. He says he pulls out a 22. Joe said this. Pulls out the 22. He backs everybody down. And that was the reason that he followed Raul outside, and everybody followed him outside. And they got outside. They hijacked, and they hijacked the car, cab driver, and they did the whole whatever. They took his cab and forced him to take him to the Bronx. This is his story. And I'm just looking like this. Wow. Wow. And I'm the one who lived through that story, right? I'm the one who started it, whatever they supposedly. So that story didn't happen like that. Yeah, that story didn't really happen like that. The story happened over, somebody, a girl's husband that got jealous. It was cool the whole day. I don't know what it is. I think it was a tita. You know, he had the white stuff in his nose, or the extra Hennessy the day of the party, and he got jealous. Maybe his girl had some affections for me. She was looking at me a certain way. You know how couples be on their own way. They know each other. I don't know. I just met him for the first time. I was very courteous, just like I'm with you. I'll tell you, your mama, you want to take a shot with me? Yo, take a shot, and, you know, we'll take a shot. It's not like I want to stick my dick in you. I just want to just take a shot with you and have some fun. And we're in the middle of the thing. So I do this for the 6 girls. 6 girls that was there. She was part of the group. Now the girl was part of the circle. So I was just like, come on, let's take a shot, y'all. Put up the shirt. The man comes out of nowhere. Gets mad with the angry face. Backs the shot away from her hand. She lands on me. I'm over here with Hennessy. Like, she hit me in my shirt and everything. I'm like, oh, shit. But I know the dude from earlier. You know, he's his wife, whatever. So I'm like, oh, man. So he like, wow. You know, he going in on her. Like, I don't ever see you, this, that. So I'm like, still wiping myself down and shit. So he passes by me. Like, this happened right there, like, right here. He passes my ego. He grills me with the extra grill. So now I'm like, he's passing me by. So I'm still wiping shit up. I said, excuse me, ladies. You know what I'm saying? I turn around and I follow him to the bar. I go to the bar and tap on my shoulder. Excuse me. Hey, yo, my dude, what's up, baby? You good? Because I didn't know what was happening. You know what I'm saying? I thought they had a dispute, but I ain't thinking it's over me. Or, you know, because I know I ain't trying to do nothing. She not trying to do shit. So, you know, it must be something personal, but I didn't know. So I was like mad because this shit got on me, and this nigga didn't give me the proper respect and be like, yo, come on to the bar, I'll buy you another shot, my bad, money. He could have did that, it would have been good. He put his face, went to the bar. I said, yo, what's up, man? What's going on, my brother? What's going on? She got all over me. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm from Brooklyn. What? Walks away from me again, go to the other side of the bar. I'll go, what the? I follow him again. Excuse me. Yo, my dude, what's going on here? What do you mean? I'm from Brooklyn. Yo, my brother, I'm from the Bronx. I don't give a fuck. I'm from Brooklyn. Like that. I'm like this. Shit. Walks away from me again. Go to the other side of the bar. I go follow his up again. Excuse me. Hello. My brother. Yo, listen to me. I'm from the Bronx. We get down like Brooklyn. What's going on here? I don't give a fuck. I'm from, oh yeah, you from Brooklyn? Hold that right there. Pow. Mouth went everywhere. Crawling on the floor now. I set it off. I give him time. I was baiting him anyway. But
you knocked him out in front of his girl?
Nah, his girl wasn't there. It was about a bar. Remember, I left this girl up there with the round table. Oh, she must have felt it, because I know that She didn't have to see it. Everybody felt it in there. When I hit him with it went down his mouth, like, all the way to Brooklyn. Like, this ain't Brooklyn. Come back out. And then he was crawling on the floor. I'm talking to him. Yo, you want to tweet? They'd be mad. Like a psycho. You know? Because it was just, like, unbelievable. He put me. That made me do this in my mind. And it was cool the day before, the day of the parade, the day of the... I'm bugging now, so... You know, whatever. I knock him out. Well, he's crawling back into the kitchen. I'm talking all the way into the hole. You know, the bar, they got to open the door. He was crawling into the thing. I let him go. Next thing you know, I was with Nino from Junior Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Junior Mafia, a guy named Nino, black brother. He was there. He was like, yo, oh, shit.
Easy Cater is the premier tech platform for ordering food for your workplace from your favorite.
They got a club in here. Yeah. I ain't lying. Yo, true story.
You know, they always say strength lies in togetherness, right? Like, sure, a bundle of sticks is unbreakable, but one stick, snap. And you think the same would go for Terror Squad. A squad so fierce that just the mention of their name made rivals shake in their boots. We're talking about a crew that took over the Bronx and managed to hit number 7 on the Billboard 200. Pretty legendary, right? But oh no, the cracks started showing. And let's be honest, things fell apart faster than anyone expected. Now, you look up Terror Squad, and sure, there's a group of 5 people. But man, the vibe, that 1999 energy, long gone. And nobody really knows why. But guess what? You're about to learn the heartbreaking truth. And trust me, it's not pretty. So let's rewind for a second. Because if we're talking about Terror Squad, then we need to get one thing straight. This wasn't just some random group popping out of the Bronx. This was a full-blown movement. A tidal wave that hit the hip-hop scene in the late 90s, like a freight train nobody saw coming. We're not talking about some wannabe rappers throwing together a couple of tracks on the weekends. These guys had a mission. And that mission was to shake up the industry, break the mold, and leave their mark. Leading the charge, none other than Fat Joe, a Bronx native with street life etched into his DNA.
Because I'm running clips, nigga, I'm from New York, and you can tell her we don't.
Now, the squad wasn't just Fat Joe flexing solo. This was an all-star roster that could make anyone sit up and take notice. We're talking Big Pun? Yes, the Big Pun.
That in the middle of little did we know every riddle to middleman who didn't do diddly.
Cuban Link, Triple Sace, Armageddon, and oh yeah, a pre-superstar DJ Khaled lurking in the background before he started yelling another one every 5 minutes. This lineup wasn't just talented, they were loaded. These weren't artists spitting empty bars. They were taking their gritty Bronx experiences and turning them into tracks that slapped you across the face. And man, let's talk about Big Pun for a second. This dude was the heartbeat of the squad, the fire that made it all explode. He didn't just have bars, he had bars. Sharp, clever, witty, and delivered with a flow so smooth, you almost forgot he was schooling everyone in the game.
Word is born, long as I'm alive, I'ma put it on, could've gone to jail.
Oh, and did I mention, he was the first Latino rapper to go platinum. Yeah, let that sink in. Bump wasn't just important to Terror Squad, he was essential. He gave them that extra edge, the undeniable talent that got them the respect they deserved. His role, absolutely pivotal. He took Terror Squad from being local legends to national icons. Now, with the debut album, Terror Squad, the album, it was a warning shot to the entire industry. Raw, aggressive, and packed with tracks that basically said, yeah, we're here, and you better pay attention.
You already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your filthy shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost nothing for you to show love. Hit the like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? In 2015, I came out on Facebook and I told my story about what happened with Africa Bambata. I'll never forget that day. I was sitting in my Jetta, in my driveway, teary-eyed. And I told the world what that man did to me. A couple hours later, so many people from the Zulu Nation, at the time, people that I considered to be my big bros, was reaching out to me like, yo, you gotta take that down, you gotta take that down. One particularly, Muhammad Stanley Bell from the Zulu Nation, somebody that I loved very, very dearly. At the time, Muhammad had just formed the Zulu Warriors, a Zulu, pretty much a security company, which employed me as well. And we would do stadiums, concerts, private security for whatever celebrities you name, from Jay-Z to Lauryn Hill and whoever else, right? Just to give you some names. After the phone calls was to sit down at Muhammad's house. F was there, Jerry was there. It was too many people to name. There was people there, a group of my peers in Africa Bambata peers, who basically confronted him with me. And at that time, in that moment, Africa Bambata, in the beginning, he admitted to what he did to me and he apologized. During that time, there was 3 requests from me. I didn't want no cash for myself, nothing for myself. Even though I said it before and I'll say it again, Muhammad tried to get me to get $20,000 out of the nigga and give him $16,000 because he was behind on his rent. What about your friends? Yeah. And what do I look like? I was stupid. I got mortgage of my own. But I'm gonna give you $16,000 and take 4 for myself. That's what I was supposed to ask Ben for. You're right. It wasn't about the money. It was about the principle. I requested 3 things from Bambata. 1, to put a tombstone on my big homie's grave. That was his top soldier. Right? 2, to go get help. 3, to start some type of building or some type of foundation with all the money he accumulated for the youth. Nothing for me. Nothing. Life went on. Everything was cool until I get a phone call. Hey, your house. They talking about turning your TV off. These niggas talking about rocking your snot box. I said, what you talking about? He said, read the paper. Front page. Send me the link. I look. What? On the front page of the newspaper is B. Stinger, a.k.a. Ron Savage, teary-eyed crying, exposing Africa Bambata. Similarities, my whole story. When he tell you I took his story, I came out 6 months before Ron Savage. This is what y'all didn't know. I just took my story down 2 hours later. So now, after I see Ron Savage all over the newspaper, I calls Africa Bambata himself. And I tells him, I'm hearing word on the street, niggas is trying to move on me. I need for you to get me some steel. I need me a couple of pieces of steel, so I can hold myself down. I ain't going to the police. We going to turn up. Now I need me some steel so I can supply to the niggas around me if it's going to be a war. Oh, talk to Tawfiq. Talk to who? Call Tawfiq, let him take care of that. I'm talking to you, nigga. I said, you know what? Alright. After that phone call, when I hung up, I ended up on Star's platform. See, the thing about it is, behind the scenes, Star was already going in on the Zulu Nation. And they was trying, I was on a conference call with them when they was trying to get Star to take the videos down, take my video down. Star wasn't trying to hear them. So I'm listening to them, you know, talk or whatever the case may be. It didn't happen. Next thing you know, I'm on Star's platform. And that starts the journey to where we at right now. Now, it's something I wanted to play. Now, with that being said, which I don't know is that this is where Layla Wills come into play. Layla Wills. She gets a lawyer for me. Meanwhile, what I didn't know is that Ron Savage had the same exact lawyer. Layla Wills believed in my story, and she believed in Ron Savage. Me, my gut instinct told me, yo, something just ain't right. There was too many red flags with Ron Savage. It was way too many red flags. But everybody was like, no, you being hard on him. You being hard on him. It was like, nah, something ain't right about this nigga. Make a long story short, Ron Savage having the same lawyer that I had for the criminal case and the civil case. They was going to do it both together. Ron Savage sabotaged my case with the lawyer deliberately. Whatever he said to those lawyers, they threw the case out. So it never went anywhere. And the statute of limitation ran out. From the jump, I told y'all that Ron Savage, a.k.a. Bean Stinger, was Kaiser Sose. Nobody wanted to believe me. Now, in today's time, you see Ron Savage recanted his statement, and Rolling Stone posted that the witnesses against Ron Savage recanted their statement. Ice-T posted that the witnesses recanted their statement. See, what y'all didn't know was there's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. The fight wasn't over. So now that I couldn't go forward, I didn't want no money from Africa Bambata. That's not gonna make me look like Cassie. I didn't want no money from Africa Bambata because y'all wasn't gonna turn me into a Cassie. So while y'all thinking that it was all over and her song was just on this internet, remember I told y'all from the beginning, they told y'all that once I got off the internet, I was gonna get my TV turned off. So this whole time, I was in a fight for my life, whether y'all realized it or not. So now, John Doe comes into play. John Doe saw how Hassan Campbell was getting stomped out all over the internet with the digital COINTELPRO and all the attacks and people coming close and acting like they cool and then attacking me. John Doe decided to go on this journey behind the scenes. John Doe, along with Layla Wells, fought tooth and nail for 3 years straight, maybe longer than that. John Doe was fighting behind the scenes. It took a great amount of strength for him to do what he did. Everything that I had to endure, he had to endure without y'all seeing his face. Every slanderous thing that y'all said to me, he had to deal with that. He was a survivor as well, who became a champion behind the scenes. Layla Wells, along the way, fighting tooth and nail to get Africa Bambata out of the Hip Hop Museum, which brings us to Fat Joe. Fat Joe got on his Instagram page and announced to the world that I was an enemy, me and Layla Wells, to hip hop, and we was trying to destroy hip hop. This is what Bambata used him for, to discredit me, and that's what he did. An hour and a half later, a nigga that was making $40 and $50 and $60,000 a month lost my monetization. That didn't even got nothing to do with the donations that I was getting. Lost my momentum, lost my monetization. You talking about a dude that was going live and having 20 and 30,000 people at one time watching me the same way as academics. They knocked me off my pivot. My page ain't never been the same. This is where my problem came in with Fat Joe. KRS-One said we had to make our leaders infallible. And KRS-One got on the internet and told everybody that I was COINTELPRO, I was the police. This is what I had to fight. KRS-One, somebody that I looked upon like he was a hero. Mr. 13 and good. So Layla Wells, a woman that I was paranoid about in the beginning, who turned out to be a champion.
Africa Bambata, you a sick monster. Far too long, we just kept focusing on Ronald Savage or Hassan Campbell, and it was warranted. It was warranted to go at, I don't know about Ronald Savage, but it was warranted to go at Hassan. But I don't care what Hassan is doing right now. Nothing Hassan can do can be far greater than what you did. Hip-hop let the whole community down. To see a monster like you still running around getting paid off hip hop, getting like you living and eating on hip hop right now, my nigga. You a sick bastard in what you did to them young adolescents out there, bruh. Niggas in hip hop act like they don't know what you did, bro. I sit back every day to see some of the greatest ones, bro. Lil Wayne have yet to call you out, and he says he's a Zulu Nation member. A lot of these hip hop niggas, The Game, a lot of these niggas say they members of Zulu Nation. Why none of these niggas called you out yet? KRS-One, he's sitting back on Ed Lover years ago, and the excuse he made for you is wild, my nigga. He shouldn't even have kids, bro. Like I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. Africa Bambata should be in a tribunal, and we should do some street justice type things to him, bruh. Like, I know the Zulu Nation is powerful, but goddamn, bruh, it's powerful to the point we put him before the kids. This is the biggest story in hip hop forever. I don't want to hear nobody black in hip hop talking about the Pope, talking about white dudes do this and white women do that. Well, you got a whole actual proof that's in hip hop right now. He's the founder, at least alleged known founder of hip hop right now. Niggas don't even say nothing about Bambata. This man is chasing out and about. He doing concert shows everywhere. He going to the UK, Brazil. He having his waves right now. He has yet to be prosecuted. And I understand people can blame Hassan for that. I don't blame y'all. Y'all have a fair for that. The victims need to do their part as well. But my thing is, how on earth hip-hop has yet to spill their voice and speak up against it? It's one thing to say we can't do nothing through the justice system. I give y'all that. So you mean to tell me we in a cancel culture in 2021, well, we cancel everybody? I'll watch since the accusations, since the actual proof came about in Africa Bambata all the way 2013 and 14. We are now in 2021 and nobody says a word. If bird was the word, it would have done fly out long time ago. None of you niggas say nothing about it. This nigga Bambata be showing his bravado to the world, my nigga. The way he talk on the news, how it's us who's just lost our minds or whatever. This nigga get away with a whole lot, and everybody and their mama already exposed him. He can't hide from it. His own Zulu Nation members did a whole meeting exposing what he did. Are they gonna call him out? Are they gonna do something about it? I'll watch all you people get up on this so-called internet shit, bruh, and y'all call out everybody there. I'm gonna be on some protesting type stuff, meaning that certain things I just can't rock with no more. I can't protest Bambata because nobody cares about it, but certain music people I can't listen to no more. People of influence should have got together and did something against this man right now. This man should have no voice. If you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that right now, they have all the monuments of this man right now. That's why I did this video. I'm not going to tell you the platform I seen him on, and it's not even you and mine's platform. It's an actual hip-hop platform. To see his picture there, to see his records be praised every day. I know y'all going to be like, but y'all still listen to R. Kelly and all that. You know what? I can't argue with you on that. But R. Kelly is being pushed through the streets everywhere and being ridiculed. He's going through the things that this man has yet to even get 1% of. In fact, if you say something against Bambata, the whole world is against you. As you're looking at the Planet Rock video behind me, I'm disgusted. How we didn't know the monster he was with the mask, where there's one mask you can't hide yourself from, Bambata. You can wear all these weirdo masks you want. You can't hide from what we're about to expose. We're going to be on you relentless now, man. This is just one of many videos I'm about to do. And it's going to be a series and documentaries of the exploitations you did of them young ones, bro. And these are facts. We're going to use evidence. And I know they're going to try to get me out the paint. They're going to try to make me a stain because I'm going to be one of the many few who are not afraid to bring this story back. And I'm going to talk to a lot of my journalist friends about it because I'm mad, man. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. It's cool we do this to Hassan, or some of y'all say that. I'm friends with Ronald Savage behind the scenes, by the way. Got each other's phone numbers and everything. I'm friends with Ronald Savage. The things that this monster Bambata did shouldn't go unnoticed the way it has. But everybody in hip-hop know the truth about him. But don't nobody want to speak out against him. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the Zulu Nation's power. I don't know if it's hip-hop dirty little secret. I don't know.
Rose sparks are built differently than Viagra. Sparks are designed to dissolve under the tongue to hit your bloodstream fast.
Other than being afraid, and and what will happen to me if I do tell, because this is a very powerful message.
You know, I really think you guys need to give Bambata a chance. I said, that's Bambata.
Right.
He had Africa Bambata is not a pedophile.
Bam started jerking. He had me jerk. And I went down on him. And he went down on me. I can't even say why I did it. I don't know. I just wanted to be down.
Because I've never lied when it came to this story.
Than nothing. You know, I mean, real facts. I mean, fuck it. Yo, they try to cover it up. They've always been trying to cover it up.
If I didn't mislead this man into thinking I was 18 years old, on my kids, I know this would not have happened.
Because I knew that wasn't going to stick very long. Because you can't change history. I was around Bam since I was 14 years old.
Africa Bambata is not a pedophile.
I can't wait to... The truth about Ronald Savage, a.k.a. B. Stinger, and the greatest lie of hip-hop history, the Zulu Liar. So, let's talk about this Zulu Liar. As I fix my mic, I didn't want to make this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I kind of revealed who Ron Savage was in 2017. I've been helping his situation with Hassan Campbell with my mentor, Star from the Star Report. I can go the farthest back to the history as why I separated from Ronald Savage and Hassan at the time, because me and Hassan would go through a war of words and videos 4 years nonstop. But with Ronald Savage, I just didn't speak the guy's name until we started speaking to each other during the pandemics. But Ronald Savage tried to privacy complaint me around 2016 when Hassan came out with a video saying that Ronald was compromised by the Zulu Nation. I didn't believe it until I found some things, but Ronald hit me with a privacy complaint, and I stayed away from taking that brother down or anything because I had no knowledge of how to handle and combat YouTube privacy complaints. Now I'm a YouTube lawyer. See, Ronald Savage is a public figure, and he's worked with public officials. He also was deemed a public official himself. Ronald doesn't understand the rules, so he tears people down by taking attorneys and doing lies to take people down. But we're going to dismantle everything he says about his relationship with Bambata and the lies he said for the last 9 years. We're going to go into it with clear receipts only. See, Ronald, you said no one can tell others how to have closure, and you are correct. But I can also tell you, if you're a liar, we will correct you as well and bring these things about.
To them, as a victim, no one can tell you when it's the right time or when you should say something. But I do say that you should say something when you're ready.
See, I see Ronald every day, and I see a guy who literally went up to the world and told them that Bam did nothing. Like, turning on your camera and lying to the people has no trauma in it. Ron, you were the best attorney that Bam could have ever had. You are an advocate for Geppettos. No pun intended, dude.
Africa Bambata is not a pedophile.
I can't wait to educate. You've said that several times on certain videos and different interviews, how you don't believe Bam did nothing to anybody. Not only that, you also relentlessly went in on other alleged victims and told the world that they're lying. Almost a form of jealousy because of your infatuation with Africa Bambata. You brutally called out other victims, and I'm not even referencing to Hassan Campbell, which you also made fun of him. Well, you two made fun of each other. I'm not even here to defend Hassan neither. We're sticking to you, dude. How can someone claim you're protecting so-called survivors? You're a survivor of hip-hop, and you don't believe Bam did nothing to nobody, but you admitted lying to Bam in front of the world.
And as a man, I'm letting the world know. If I didn't mislead this man into thinking I was 18 years old, on my kids, I know this would not have happened.
Hey, on your kids, sir, you are nothing more but a liar. And we're going to show proof. See, sir, you brought up the lies about you're a hip-hop survivor, but then say Bam did nothing to nobody, not even including to you. And you said it's not Bam's fault he slept with you, because you're willing to do anything for hip-hop, and Bambata was someone you loved a lot, and you lied about your age. We're going to get into the ID part before we keep going through this video. This is what you said about the ID part.
And I honestly believe if he knew that I was 15, I don't think that would would have taken place. I feel that, and I put that on my kids.
You love putting a lot of stuff on your kids, but we're not gonna even get to that. So you lied to Bam about your age, but yet Bam never asked to see your ID. You claimed you assumed he knew you were 18 because you were going to clubs during the 9th grade, because you said you was in the 9th grade when you first met Bam. I don't get it. Before I continue off, you said you met him when you were 15. Several other times you said you were 14. One time you said you were 16. And before you bring your attorney, I welcome you to bring your attorney. I'm going to play your words admitting you were only 14 years old when you met Bam, but multiple times you said 15. We're going to show several times where you said 14 as well.
Because I knew that wasn't going to stick very long. Because you can't change history. I was around Bam since I was 14 years old. And I knew that.
You was around Bam at 14 years old, but you just said you were 15 when you met him. You say 14 years old again over
Planet Rock, looking for the perfect beat. I met him when I was around 14. When I was in the 9th grade, I was cut in one day.
And another thing, I don't care if you were 14 or 15. How did a grown man who's a founder of the hip-hop nation that's known as the Zulu Nation didn't know you were 18 and up when he was around you and several of your friends who knew you were young, 14, 15, Ronald B. Savage? It doesn't make sense, dude. You were in the 9th grade claiming you always were mature and you always were pretending to be grown. A lot of us pretended to be grown, but many adults knew we were young adolescents. No way we could have been 18 and up. I don't believe the story at all. It's a lot of fabricated incidents that you brought up. Because another thing about this ID, you claim the Zulu Nations were going in and out of your house. This is what you said. The Zulu Nation have always been to your house, have always been around your house. And what I don't find to be understanding, you also said Bam had certain lover situations with you, sexual escapade in your household. In fact, let's play that for the world. This is what you brought up that went down at B. Stinger's house at your age, which I don't understand. If a man doesn't know you're 18 years old, I mean, he doesn't know you're 15, 14 years old, but he's going to your house several times, B. Stinger. What sense does it make for us to look at you as some type of victim? Because by then, wouldn't your parents acknowledge your age to Bambata? Wouldn't your sisters, brothers, cousins, the people who were in your house, your area, wouldn't they acknowledge that this dude is not 18 years old, he's 14, even if you lied?
And Bam took out his penis and he started jerking it. And he told me to do the same. You may think because a celebrity is coming to your house or someone powerful is coming to your house, they're just like anyone else. You have to watch your kids.
Africa Bambata is not a pedophile.
I can't wait to.
You said this. You said this, dude. I mean, he's been around your house doing God knows what, and we're not going to get into that because I have the receipts on that, too. I like playing semantics with people until I see the moves you make, because this really is chess, bro, and it's a sad game of chess because there are real victims that want to come out, but they have people like Ronald Savage out here. 1 minute you're a victim, then you're not. Then Africa Bambata is a monster in the room, but then he's not. He's a good dude, and it was your fault. So did you get compromised? We'll get to that a little bit later. We should talk about the situation with your sister's boyfriend, because I'm still on how on earth did you forget in 2016 that you lied about this mysterious ID card, according to my opinions, but you never spoke about it until many years later. You've never referenced nor mentioned being 15 and you lied as far as your ID. The lying that you lied to Bambata. You made it very clear you were underage and Bambata took advantage of you. You cried, you went out and did a whole interview with the Daily News. You were on the front cover of one of the greatest New York publications, newspapers out there. Your words never changed until many years later, until people started saying you're compromised. You're being paid to redact and retract your story. You went down on your sister's boyfriend. What's going on with that situation right there? And I'm going to break it down why it doesn't...
He took out his penis. It like kind of disgusted because it was probably me. And Bam said that it's okay. That bee sting a nose. And he took out his penis and Bam made me go down on him. It was just for like a couple of seconds and then he stopped. I was embarrassed. I don't even know why I did it. From that point on, I didn't like my sister's boyfriend.
So this guy can remember receiving oral stimulation from another man, and he remembers key details and how long the simulation was going on, but he didn't remember to let us know he lied about having a fake ID. Nah, I think bro is compromised by the Zulu Nation for sure.
Beautiful, durable outdoor furniture perfect for your space is at Raymore and Flanagan. Our timeless and trending pieces will keep you lounging and dining in style.
I don't believe he stopped at all. I do believe that story you were going down on everybody you've referenced. The problem is you claim you went down on Bam for hip hop. You were, to my opinion, which I'm granted that opinion, you're a public figure, you were a willing participant of a sexual lover's relationship with Africa Bambata. According to you, Bambata did nothing wrong. He thought you of age because you were a fanned out groupie who were so enthralled to see Bambata. You knew you were in love with him. In fact, you have an IG picture. This is the image you took against the guy who allegedly touched you, but also didn't know your age because you were 15. But yet your IG profile picture is of you and Bambata hugging each other. Don't you think you guys been hugging each other for too much decades already? You just can't get enough of the Bam, can you? But I'm going to keep going with it. You went down on Bam for hip-hop, so...
Didn't like my sister's boyfriend. Another time, Bam came to get me. I was in his car. Bam started jerking. He had me jerk. And I went down on him, and he went down on me. I can't even say why I did it. I don't know. I just wanted to be down.
I don't know. I can tell you why you did it. Your words, your interviews, your book. You know, the book you put out there that you try to act like you this victim and you don't have anything you're selling. Just like any IG model, when they come out and they have these claims that they were willing participants in, they forget to mention they're selling a product. He claims his therapist told him to do it. It's good for therapy. Granted, it probably is good for therapy, but it's also an advantageous monetary situation, financially beneficial for Ronald Savage. Never forget that part. He was selling something, ladies and gentlemen, and I find it odd it comes out about during the same time he made this book is when he's doing all these interviews. And yes, I understand the age of what he was. It's wrong for what Africa Bambata did. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I have documented videos that are still up right now of me defending Ronald and Hassan against Bambata. To the point that, yes, I called both of them out, but I have videos that still call out Africa Bambata today. In fact, I dropped the ball on Hassan and Ronald so we can focus on the real elephant in the room is the former Zulu Nation head honcho founder, Africa Bambata. You know, the one that everybody seems to give a pass. Every artist that you know in hip-hop refuses to speak on. Cowards like KRS-One, tap dancing and mixing and jingling, just acting a fool with it and going out and about as if this was normal in hip-hop. Normal, right? But let's keep going. I digress. So why did Bam look at you and you continue to give him passes? Listen to me. You said had you not met up with the Zulu Nation in 2016, a phone call you had with them, that you would be dead. But yet you're over here glorifying the Zulu Nation, claiming that it was only Bam. Everybody else in the Zulu Nation are 100 grand stand. But over the years, even the start of this video, I played the intro with the New York Daily Times where you stated he's so powerful that the man puts fear in your heart. You said this. You said Bam is too powerful. This is what, let me just play that for y'all right quick. Hold on. Let's play that right quick. This is what he said about Bam being powerful.
And being afraid and what will happen to me if I do tell. Because this is a very powerful man. He has, I believe it's 1.5 million members worldwide. We are momentum.
This is a very powerful man, according to your own words, which it is he...
You told me behind the scenes that Pun wrote a lot of material for Fat Joe that he never got credit for, including his Don Cartagena album. Speak more to that.
Of course, Pun wrote that whole Don Cartagena album. I was there. Everybody was there. We had think tanks in Pun's living room. We used to write all his rhymes. All of Joe's rhymes, we used to have them ready for him. That's what Pun wanted to do, because he was tired already of writing all his rhymes for him. So he threw the baton to us like this. Just right there. He tried to gas it at first. Be like, hell no. And they used to do the paying dues. Paying dues, you gotta pay dues. But all the paying dues would go into writing this dude's verses. Remember, it was me, Pun, and Armageddon. Really, Pun and Armageddon. Let me put it like that. The main writers. I wrote little things here and there. I gave them like metaphors, some hooks, some one-liners, some metaphors, like sprinkles. Pun wrote like at least 80% of his stuff. Armageddon will write the other 15. And Joe will probably write 5. Just like he said, 95% of his rhymes are lies when he said that. Yeah. So, same percentage with him as far as him writing anything. But he's a good mimicker. He knows how to, we had to tell him what to do. He used to be in the booth and we used to direct him with the stick, like a maestro. Like, don't do it like that, race it. No, not like that, like this. Do your delivery better. These are things that if he would have gave Pun his credit, if we would have gave Armageddon his credits, like, ghostwriters, where they could get compensated for their work, I wouldn't even say things like this. Is it that dude never even gave the respect to my brother after he passed away to give him money? So that's why he got to be told like this. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a fresh face. You don't do that. Like the avenue we came from, Joe came from, that's a disrespect if you use any ghostwriters. You know, we come from the real MC. You know, Kilt. You gotta give him credit. Listen, if you don't give him credit, give him his money. I'm not talking about, oh, you don't give him, that's easy to say. Pay the man for his, you know, for his work. Pay any artist that helped you, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Don't take advantage of anybody like that. You're not supposed to. You know better. You're a business exec. You know, you up there with the white collars of this game, and what are you doing? You know about business. If I do something for you, you know it's a business. There's such things called ghostwriters, and some ghostwriters, you can put a clause in it. Yo, do not blow up the spot, because then you know whatever penalty you got. But you didn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do that. You didn't give nothing to nobody.
Even orthopedic doctors are using it. Orthopedic expert recommendation. Cervical traction pillow. Develop.
Damn, Hocus. You stoop that low? You stoop that low, Hocus? To want to have sex with another man. Hocus. Disappear, bitch. No, I'm not. I'm not doing it, Hocus. No. No Sugarfoot. No hair on the face. No, I'm not doing it. By you saying that first, right? All that, yo, he invited him to the Frank stand, and that's not a Frank stand. That's a physical organ in your body that you telling another man to put his mouth on. You sound like that other motherfucker that was up north getting his shit sucked. You never even been up north. And you asking a man in the street with all these women out here to suck you off. And people don't think that's weird or peculiar. They don't think that's like nasty work. Oh, nah, son, that's just a saying. Like, nah, niggas say suck my dick because that's the ultimate disrespect. You know, foul, you got to fight after that. No. Dudes telling dudes to suck them off, I'm not fighting you. Because if I fight you, all you want to do is get sweaty, hug, and rumble. That's all you want to do. You want hugs. You want to get in the ring. I box you up, you grab on me and get your hugs and the sweat on. I'm not doing that. I don't know you're going to get your feel. You're going to get your feel on. Hocus, listen, man. I made joke of a situation that's not even that serious. You know why? Because this is the deal right here. Bozo dummy. If you're not doing nothing and didn't do nothing, and they got you in a RICO, and you know you're 1,000% innocent, why so serious, son? Why so serious? Huh? Why so serious?
Is how you encountered him, like with the Rocksteady crew, how he got part of the whole movement?
Well, that's one of my sons of Bambata. He's been there way before the Rocksteadies, years before that. So he's part of the Universal Zulu Nation, and he always understands the funk. He lives by the funk. He is the funk. He's the all god of the funk. So when he's with the god of the funk, which is myself, coming from the gods of the funk, from James Brown, Slider Family Stone, and George Clinton, Palmer, and Funkadelic, we be all funk.
Like the Roxys, maybe coming back to the Roxys, what was the Roxy really about? Was it about, you said, like the music, but what else? Like there's the interracial, like black people getting together with white people, like the racial borders getting down. Was that also a part that attracted people to come to overcome racial borders?
Well, it's definitely brought international community was the Roxy. So it was all nationalities and all races who was party under one roof, one nation under the groove in the Roxy. So the Roxy was definitely the meeting place for all people to come and get their party on, you know, to enjoy this new phenomenon, what was called hip-hop, that was happening on the downtown scene, along with hearing many of the punk rock and new wave music that was being played at the time. So you might hear Human League and Kraftwerk and Gary Newman, along with George Clinton and Barcades, Aretha Franklin, the Jackson 5. So it was a party on the mothership.
Did you embrace that all these English haircut groups that came over, Duran Duran, all did you like that? Did you play that also?
I played all that. I played from Adam Ant to Susie and the Banshees and to the Sex Pistols and added our flavor of the funk to it and then I started getting a large punk rock following who started following me up back into the Bronx parties and started coming among the hip hop people. And at first people was nervous. They thought it would be a racial violence and all this type of stuff that would go at each other. But when they heard that music, when they heard that James Brown, they want to know how to do that punk rock stop. And many of the hip hop was trying to learn how to do the punk dance, which the dance came out called the punk rock that many of the hip hoppers was doing. And the punk rockers that was slam banging started learning how to do all the hip hop dances.
And one guy also who took us around a little bit in the club scene, Michael Holman. Are you aware of the guy? Was he the guy like who crossed bordered?
No, Michael Holman and Kool-Lady Blue and Fab Five Freddy are one of the first threes that brought the hip-hop scene to the downtown scene and mixed it and matched it up with all of us together. So all of us had a major role in playing and bringing, many people together to party downtown as well as around the world and making the Roxy an international club.
Planet Rock, like Kraftwerk. Do you remember the day you picked that album and to listen to for the first time? Did you hear, oh God, that's full of funk, I gotta do something with it, that really kicked you?
Well, that's back in the year 77 when I was digging in the crates that I seen this album cover with 4 white guys on it that looked a little strange. I said, I was heavy into many of the different album covers that was happening at the time. So what grabbed me, if you had a wild-looking cover or just something out of the ordinary, and I decided to take it home. And when I heard it, I said, whoa, this is some new space age type of funk here. So what I did is start playing it on my audience. And my audience was one of the progressive-minded audience of all the hip-hop audience. So, others like Grandmaster Flash or Kool Herc or who else came after us used to wait to see if my crowd would give that okay on it before they go and start playing all these other wild scene records.
And the idea to come up with Planet Rock was already what you already described, like really the idea to bring funk to the universe, not even to our place, but abroad?
Well, I took that sound of the techno pop that was happening with Kraftwerk, Yellow Magic Orchestra, and Gary Newman, and also Dick Hyman, and my man John Carpenter that do the Halloween movies, because he gave me permission to make a Bambata theme out of one of his first movies, The Soul in Precinct 13. And so I took all what they was doing with the techno-pop sound and added the funk of James, George, and Sly, and thus became the birth of the electro-funk sound of Afrika Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force.
Like, how important is that this electronic dance movement combined to the funk for the whole development of the dance music scene?
Well, it's very important now because from the Planet Rock sound or the electro funk sound, thus came the birth of your Miami bass, your real funk.
Now, we got it right now, so get up right now, 'cause all we got is
They are charging me with some. That's how we do it. Oh God, about this, which I should have been. Ron Savage is a liar. He's a capper. Yo, bro, come on, bro. You know I know you, bro. Tell the truth. Anyway, he said that Bambata is not a pedophile in my eyes. He was doing something that was consensual with someone that he thought was of age. So the fact that he thought that you was of age when he was doing something with you, that means he's not a pedophile? And you know damn well he knew your age, but because he thought you was of age, now it don't work like that, Ron Savage. It don't work like that.
It don't. He now claims that he met Bambata at a club while using a fake ID, noting, I wish back in 2016 I remembered about the fake ID. So you mean to tell me when you came out, we're going to play it. We're going to play the recording. When he came out, right, and Mickey Benson pressed him, we're going to play the recording. You didn't remember that you had a fake ID? Come on, bro. You trying to clear his name, bro. In 2016, an emotionally charged phone call leaked with Zulu Nation member Mickey Benson chastised Savage for his abuse accusation. He knows that Africa Bambata did that to him when we was younger. They're older than me, of course, but when we was younger, we all heard about the stories. And, you know, like, I'm only putting it out there because the business is already out there. Otherwise, I wouldn't even did that. Be saying this. But Ron Savage know that Bambata, you know, PDF'd him. I'm going to say that. He PDF filed him. He's trying to, he let Mickey Benson and them get to him, and he's trying to save the brand. Oh, I had fake ID. It doesn't matter if you had fake ID when you met him in the club. You know that he was coming, you didn't put the story out there. He was coming in your house and he was disrespecting you. He was taking advantage of you. I'm gonna say that, which is disrespect. He was taking advantage of you. And that's not cool, bro. And the fact that you lying about it, we don't care if you lie about it. We're gonna tell the truth over here. Bambata, he gotta go. Roll call, he gotta go. What niggas talking about, man? Get him out of here. We don't care about his legacy. And we're going to talk about KRS-One too. Stick around. Matter of fact, I'm about to go look up Ron. We on the topic of Ron Savage. I'm about to go look him up right now. Watch this. Since we on the topic of Ron Savage, watch this. Watch this. We're going to pull this up right here. We're going to pull this up right here. This is Ron Savage. This is what y'all want to do? Y'all want to troll my chat? This is what y'all want to do? Y'all want to troll my trap? This is not old. Why does this bozo keep saying this is old? I don't want to kick you out the chat, but this is not old. This just came out yesterday. If you're just tuning in, Africa Bambata has lost his child sexual abuse case. He's lost it because he didn't show up, because he's guilty. We don't care that he started hip hop. KRS-One, I'm gonna get in KRS-One ass, no Diddy in a second. Yeah, you know, Angel Lane, you know that was my brother, man. That was, you know, not biological, but that was my brother. That was definitely my brother. You know what I mean? I don't even want to talk about that right now, you know? It's a very touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into this Ron Savage. That y'all really look, Ron Savage is a liar. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole, we're gonna expose him, then we're gonna expose KRS-One, and we're gonna demand an apology, and we're gonna share this video out so they all can hear it. KRS-One, we need an apology. We need an apology. Hold on. Where Ron Savage at? Where we got? We right here with it.
And what will happen to me if I do tell? Because this is a very powerful, you know. I really think you guys need to give Bambata a chance. I said, that's Bambata.
Right.
He had
Herb Steezy, thank you.
Africa Bambata is not a pedophile. Bam started jerking. He had me jerk. And I went down on him. And he went down on me. I can't even say why I did it. I don't know. I just wanted to be down.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. Because we got to go through this. Because Ron Savage tried to... Ron, oh, Malika, what up? Thank you for the super chat. Let's go, y'all. Hit that super chat. Hit that link. Make sure y'all support. Y'all know I'm fighting this criminal case. You know, everything, you know, is support, and it means a lot to me. He tried to recant this and say Bambata's not a pedophile, but he came out, he just admitted it. You heard him. Bambata went down on me, I went down on him. Let's listen to that again. We're gonna go listen to that again. Go to that again. Hold on.
And I went down on him, and he went down on me.
Africa Bambata is not a pedophile.
Bam started jerking. He had me jerk. And I went down on him, and he went down on me. I can't even say why I did it. I don't know. I just wanted to be down.
Make no mistakes. Make no mistakes. We are not victim shaming. Make no mistakes. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is my brother. He's from my project. I rock with Ron Savage. He watched me grow up. Like, he's older than me, so he watched me grow up. He watched me as a young knucklehead in the projects come up to be the Hocus 4/5 that I am. Remember always seeing him. He was always mad cool. So I'm not coming at B Stinger. I'm just saying, B Stinger, it's time to really tell the truth again. Because you came out and you told the truth. It's time to tell the truth again, B Stinger. It's time for you to really come out and tell the truth. It's over for Bambata. He's next. They got R. Kelly, they got Diddy, Bambata's next. No, I don't care about no pet. You're not. They're gonna say, Hocus, you're not supposed to wish jail or no, but that's not true. That's not true. That's how that was a manipulation tactic in the streets they gave us to try to trick us. So you're not supposed to wish jail on nobody. No. Pedophiles, people who take advantage of kids, lock them away for life and don't ever let them go. Now we're gonna get back to the content. I'm not gonna keep stopping it, but I'm gonna keep stopping it.
Because I've never lied when it came to this story.
Did nothing. You know, I mean, real facts. I mean, fuck it, yo. They try to cover it up. They've always been trying to cover it up.
If I didn't mislead this man into thinking I was 18 years old, and my kids, I know this would not have happened.
That's not true. That's not true. And you're trying to clean it up. And even if you do clean it up, he still had sex with you when you was underage. But he's saying now, if he didn't mislead Bambata, right, into thinking he was 18 years old, Bambata wouldn't have did that. That's not true. Hassan Campbell was 15 years old or younger. I'm not sure. I know he was 15 years old. It was happening still when he was 15 years old, but probably when he was younger. And there's other people that are saying that the person who just won the case, they was 12 years old. So why you lying for him, bro? And we can see, don't you see it in his face right here? It look like you being pressured. This look like somebody got a gun to your head and they like, you better do a video. They on the other side of that video like, you better do a video clearing his name. Let's get back to the content.
Because I knew that wasn't going to stick very long. Because you can't change history. I was around Bam since I was 14 years old.
Africa Bambata is not a pedophile.
I can't wait to... The truth about Ronald Savage, a.k.a. B Stinger, and the greatest lie of hip-hop history, the Zulu Liar.
Before Jobber, I had these folders from Staples, pre-printed for construction projects.
So, let's talk about this Zulu Liar. As I fix my mic, I didn't want to make this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I kind of revealed who Ron Savage was in 2017. I've been helping his situation with Hassan Campbell with my mentor, Star from the Star Report. I can go the farthest back to the history as why I separated from Ronald Savage and Hassan at the time, because me and Hassan would go through a war of words and videos 4 years nonstop. But with Ronald Savage, I just didn't speak the guy's name until we started speaking to each other during the pandemics. But Ronald Savage tried to privacy complaint me around 2016 when Hassan came out with a video saying that Ronald was compromised by the Zulu Nation. I didn't believe it until I found some things, but Ronald hit me with a privacy complaint, and I stayed away from taking that brother down or anything because I had no knowledge of how to handle and combat YouTube privacy complaints. Now I'm a YouTube lawyer. See, Ronald Savage is a public figure, and he's worked with public officials. He also is deemed a public official himself. Ronald doesn't understand the rules, so he tears people down by taking attorneys and doing lies to take people down. But we're going to dismantle everything he says about his relationship with Bambata and the lies he said for the last 9 years. We're going to go into it with clear receipts only. See, Ronald, you said no one can tell others how to have closure, and you are correct. But I can also tell you, if you're a liar, we will correct you as well and bring these things about.
To them, as a victim, no one can tell you when it's the right time or when you should say something. But I do say that you should say something when you're ready.
See, I see Ronald every day, and I see a guy who literally went up to the world and told them that Bam did nothing. Like, turning on your camera and lying to the people has no trauma in it. Ron, you were the best attorney that Bam could have ever had. You are an advocate for Geppettos. No pun intended, dude.
Africa Bambata is not a pedophile.
Yeah, I can't wait to be educated.
You've said that several times on certain videos and different interviews, how you don't believe Bam did nothing to anybody. Not only that, you also relentlessly went in on other alleged victims and told the world that they're lying.